Now to the fight against COVID-19. Moderna is expanding production to make vaccine booster shots. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, booster shots have always been a possibility, but when will people need them?
Stephanie Whitfield explains why there is no simple answer to that question.
Okay, just relax. Okay, ready?
Nearly 50% of people 12 and older are fully vaccinated in Harris County. Because of that, COVID cases are down and life is looking more normal. But how long will that immunity last?
We're still monitoring those clinical trials.
Dr. Ostrosky with UTHealth says the tens of thousands of people who did the original vaccine clinical trials a year ago will tell doctors if and when booster shots are needed.
Every month they go and get antibody levels and they see if anybody got sick, etc. So we're kind of on the go monitoring as to whether antibody levels drop and we're going to need booster shots.
He says so far, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson show very strong protection 6 months after the shots.
So far, although everybody's preparing for booster shots, no federal agency has indicated we'll need them.
Ostrosky says it's still a wait-and-see situation. 9-month data and 12-month data from the vaccine clinical trials should be coming in soon.
We're hoping for the best, but ready for the worst. If we need to, we can do booster shots.
Baylor College of Medicine just started a clinical trial testing booster shots if it turns out people do need them. This trial will test the Moderna vaccine as a booster shot, giving it to people who are already fully vaccinated with the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccines. This study will show if mixing and matching vaccines as booster shots is safe and which combination provides the strongest protection. Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.